Okay, so there have been two pieces of gear that have made a gigantic difference in how I run my film and commercial sets over the last couple years. The first has been my use of director's monitors, and the second one actually has come down to headsets, believe it or not. And the use of headsets has made such an incredible difference in how I operate a set. One, it just is professional. It keeps things going fast and efficiently. And the other thing is just the appearance of professionalism that it does. I mean, it makes a big difference when you're not screaming across a room asking someone to shift a light or change a light, and it keeps the stress level way down and keeps everyone really, really mellow. Now, the number one headset I've been using for the last couple of years has been a Hollyland headset. So I was really excited when Hollyland reached out to me and asked me to take a look at these Hollyland SolidCom SE headset. Now this is the Hollyland SolidCom SE, and this is basically a more economical version of their SolidCom headset. But the important thing about this is this has a global frequency. It's a 2.4 gigahertz band, which basically means that this is more globally compatible. So if you're someone that finds themselves jumping around on airplanes a lot, this is going to basically give you that situation to have a more universal frequency. Means you're just going to have less things to worry about if you're jumping around. Now, the first thing you need to understand about this Hollyland headset is comfortability. This thing just feels comfortable on your head. And if you're on a set where you are wearing headsets, the reality is you're going to be wearing them for several hours at a time. What I love about these Hollyland sets is I've been able to take these on set and I can wear these for 10, 12 hours at a time and they don't bother me. The other thing about the build quality that's really nice is it's got these really comfortable leather ear pads right here on the side and on the ear pad, and these are replaceable. So if for some reason you need to take them off and do it, you can replace them if they wear out. The other part about these headsets that I love is their reliability. They have really great sound and they just work. They're paired right out of the box, so you don't have to worry about it. You can literally just cut these things on and you're good to go. They have a thing called an automatic frequency hopping technology, and essentially what that means is the headset will always find the best signal in noisy or crowded wireless situations because it's always searching, and it'll just instantly switch to a clean frequency if interference occurs. So it makes it really, really hard for these things to have a problem. I have never personally, ever, in all my hours of using Hollyland headsets, ever had a headset run into any interference. I'm sure it exists out there. I've just never personally experienced it. Now, one nice thing about this is that these sets come in numbered groups. You can get up to 5 headsets that can connect to a master. Now, the master headset is really, really nice because what happens is this master headset controls, like I said, up to 5 different headsets. What that means is you don't need any base stations. This controls everything. And that keeps this whole system incredibly compact and easy to use. And like I said, it can take up to 5 users. This is a 4 headset kit, and you can see everything fits in this one little bag right here. This comes with the system, which makes it really nice. And if I open it up real quick, I'll just open it up so you can see that each headset comes with a nice carrying bag and they all fit nicely in there. I love this because I can just slip this in my car super easy. I don't have to worry about it. Now, the other thing I love about the Hollyland systems is just how intuitive and simple they are to use. Now, as you can see, it's got a microphone here. It actually rotates up to 280 degrees. So let's say for whatever reason you wanted to come and put it on the other ear, you could. I tend to like to be a right ear shooter, so I'll bring it back over here. But what I love about it is you lower it to talk. If you want to mute it, you raise it up and it is muted. It's very, very simple to use. You can also put it down. There's actually a push to talk button here on the side that you can push to talk, and there's a volume button where you can put it on the side. So it's very, very simple to use, extremely intuitive. You can literally hand it to anyone on the set, no matter how technologically challenged, and they're going to figure it out right away. Now, to use it is pretty simple. It's got a battery built in right here on the system. You can just take this battery. This is the size of the batteries right here. You can take them and literally I can take that battery, put it there, and I just push it right in. You'll hear a very noticeable click, and now your system's good to go. It's got a red power switch here on the side. I can click that on and it'll pop up, and you'll get a little light right here that lets you know if it's on. You can see if I pull it up here, it'll now switch to a red, letting you know that it's muted. And then if I lower it back down, it is good to go. Now, besides comfort and ease of use of operating, the other thing you need to know is the sound quality of these Hollyland SolidCom SEs. And one thing I really like about them is, as you obviously know from my channel, I'm the Deaf Director, I need stuff that sounds really good and really crisp. And I love the sound signal you can get here from this SolidCom SE. Now, it does have dual microphone ENC, electronic noise cancellation, built into the system. And this basically, they say it can reduce ambient noise by up to 20 decibels, and it has a signal to noise ratio of 70 dB. So this thing really gives you clear, crisp audio. And the other thing about that, it doesn't sound artificial. It really does sound natural and normal, and that's something that I think is really important when I'm on a set. I want to be able to hear my people really, really well. The other part of this that I do think is important to consider when you're looking at a headset is you've got to take in range into consideration. Now, this Hollyland SolidCom SE has an 1,100 foot, 1,100 foot, 350 meter stated range. Now, I've never personally been on a set that I've had to get over 1,000 feet away from my team, but where I have had to do it is I've had been in buildings where I have to punch through lots of walls, and that's really where the power comes in play. I just did a shoot last week where I was in a giant warehouse and I was actually going into different parts of the warehouse through multiple walls, through metal. I was able to communicate through my team very, very effortlessly, and it punched through with no problem. And this is really important because I was in that warehouse looking at some monitors and I needed some lights adjustment from several hundred feet away, and I could punch through there, let my team know that, instantly get it fixed, and we were good to go. What's really nice about this too is this is actually, I've never actually had this in a comm system like this. This is actually water and wind resistant. So what that means, if you're in a situation where you have a lot of wind, the mic does a really good job of keeping the wind out of the way. But more importantly, if it's starting to rain and stuff like that, you don't have to rush to take these off. This actually does have water resistance. I wouldn't throw them in a pool, but if it's raining, stuff like that, you should be okay. Now, as far as battery life goes, this thing has really terrific battery power options in my opinion. Now, the Master can do up to 5 headsets, and if it does, that's going to give you about 10 hours of runtime here on the Master. The non-Master headsets can get up to about 12 hours. So realistically, that's going to take you through just about every day you're ever going to go. And that's straight up running. If you're cutting it off for lunch or on breaks, you can easily take it realistically through almost every single set you're ever going to go. And the good thing is, once you put this on a charger, it takes about 3 hours to charge up. So if you buy an extra battery, you can literally put it on there. It's going to charge up fast when the battery goes down. You're never going to run out of power. And that comes to the other thing I really love about this kit, and that is going to be the charger that comes with it. Now, as you can see, it comes with a 6-point charger that you can charge 6 batteries at once via a USB-C port. Now, this is absolutely fantastic to set up on set. You can plug it in, and what I love about this, at the end of the day, you put all your batteries in here and you don't have to worry about it. You're gonna come back in the morning and know everything's plugged in because it's charging it all in one spot. This is a very underrated feature that if you're using stuff like this, you're gonna wanna have. And in addition to this, let's say you're running around and maybe you don't have that extra battery and you run out. Well, if you look at the bottom of this right here, there is actually a USB-C port built into the SolidCom SE that you can charge during use. So if you have a power bank, you can take a typical USB-C cable, plug it in there, and actually power this during use, and it's going to stay on. So what I love about this system is they've figured out that when you're on set, you don't want to be sweating your power situation or worry about running out of this at the end of the day. And they're giving you a lot of nice options and making sure that this thing keeps on going and never lets you down. And the best part is this USB-C port has a second function too, which I think is really cool. And that is Hollyland actually makes this little additional USB-C to 3.5 millimeter jack adapter. So what happens is you can set this here in the USB-C port, and now you can put a 3.5 millimeter jack hearing thing in there. That means if you have someone who has a certain hearing impairment, like, I don't know, maybe a deaf director, well, check this out. You can slip in a 3.5 millimeter jack, and then what I can do is if I need basically a headset to hear from both ears because I'm having trouble hearing, I can easily set that in, put this on here, and communicate. And now I can communicate to my team, but I have now something where I can hear in both ears if I need it for some situation. Just a really nice little add-on for people that may have different hearing needs or stuff like that on your headset. Now, every time I do like to do a review, I always like to mention things that I would consider rooms of improvement or things for you to be aware of if you are going to be thinking about adding something like this to your kit. The ENC that comes with this is very, very effective. I mean, you put this on and it really does a fantastic job of lowering that ambient noise. But I have noticed that it does add just the slightest bit of lag in the signal from when someone is talking to you there. Now, this is something if someone is more than, say, 4 feet away from you, you're not going to notice it. It's not going to be a problem. But if you're talking to someone maybe side by side, you are going to notice just a little tiny bit of lag here when they're talking. Now, another area that I do see some room for improvement is, while I love the fact that you can take this USB-C port here and convert it with this little Hollyland converter into a 3.5mm jack, as it stands right now, this is an output only. So basically, I can take my headphones and put these in and use binaural hearing, but it doesn't come into the headset as well. And it would be nice if there's a 3.5mm jack built in there, or you could use this converter to input a signal as well as output. And where this really comes in is if I'm on set wearing this and I'm a director and I need to hear my actors and I have the sound people, I don't want to have to put on a separate set of headsets, you know, to listen to my people on their lavalier mics and then communicate with my team. It'd be nice if I could do everything right through one headset. You do see that on headsets more and more nowadays. I would love to see that here on the system. Hopefully they can figure a way to do a firmware update with that, but if not, that is just something to be aware of. And there is one other area that you should be aware of. I don't really think this is a room for improvement, but it is a limitation on the system that you just need to be aware of if you're thinking about getting this. This system is designed for small teams. So that means you can get up to 5 people, basically one headset and 4 additional things, but you can expand it past that 5. So just be aware of that. If you're in a situation that you know you're gonna have a small team and 5 people is enough, that's going to be perfect for you. If you think you may be in a situation where you need 8, 9 people on a headset system, you're going to need to have a bigger system. But anyway, guys, as you can see, this is just a system that I think is awesome. I've been super, super impressed with how it works and how it changes how you can run on a set. So if you're in a situation that you have a small team and you want to basically increase how you run on a set and make your life a lot better, then these Hollyland SolidCom SEs might just be the thing you're looking for. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say to this. Leave me any notes and comments down below. And yeah, I'd rather keep on shooting. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.